Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Khalida Aisyah binti Muhammad Khairul Anwar. Today I would like to share with you the story of one of the most prominent intellectual figures in Islamic history, Abu Nasr Muhammad ibnu Muhammad ibnu Tarkhan ibnu Awzala Al-Farabi, more famously known as Al-Farabi. Al-Farabi was born in the year 257 Hijri in Wasij, located in the district of Al-Farab, present day known as Turkestan or Turkey. He came from a respected family. His father was a military officer or Qa'id Jaish, who served under the Samanid rulers that governed much of Transoxiana. However, instead of following the military tradition of his family, Al-Farabi chose different paths. He devoted his life to pursuit of knowledge and scholarship. As a child, Al-Farabi received a traditional education. He was taught the religious science such as Quranic exegesis, hadith, and also elementary arithmetic. Remarkably, he was multilingual, fluent in Turkish, Arabic, Persian, Syria, and also Greek, which later allowed him to access a wide range of philosophical texts and scientific works. Later in life, Al-Farabi traveled to Baghdad, then a center of learning in the Muslim world. There, he studied under some of the most renowned scholars of his time. These include the Christian logician Yohanan ibn Haylan and the Nestorian philosopher Abu Bishr Mata ibn Yunus, who was also known for translating Aristotle's works into Arabic. And despite his fame, Al-Farabi lived a humble and simple life. He embodied the value of qana'ah, being content with what he had, and was never driven by wealth and worldly pleasure. He was more interested in acquiring knowledge than in material gain. One of his, apart from philosophy, he was also gifted musician. He composed music that left a powerful impact on his listener, and even invented a musical instrument known as the gambus. He also possessed extensive knowledge in medicine, science, mathematics, and also history. Nevertheless, Al-Farabi's greatest contribution was in the field of philosophy. His expertise and even surpassed other Muslim philosophers such as Al-Kindi and also Ibn Rushdi. At the age of 70, Al-Farabi left Baghdad and traveled to Syria, spending time in Aleppo and Damascus. He later visited Egypt before returning to Damascus, where he passed away around year 950 centuries. His intellectual legacy live on to this day. His ideas on politics, philosophy, and governance are still widely studied in university as scholars continue to explore his thought to find solution to modern crises. That's all from me.
Okay, so now we move to the contributions of Al-Farabi. Before that, my name is Nur Alia Tasha binti Hasmi. So, as we all know, Al-Farabi is a famous scholar during the Islamic Golden Age. He was a very intelligent and talented person who gave great contributions in many fields such as philosophy, politics, music, science, and also in medicine. So we go to the first contribution of in philosophy and logic. Al-Farabi is known as the second teacher in Arabic. We call it Al-Muallim Al-Thani after Aristotle because of his deep understanding of Greek philosophy. He also studied the words of great philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, and then he translated it and explained it in their ideas, which is in Arabic language. He also corrected some mistakes that made by other Muslim philosophers such as Al-Kindi. So because of this, Al-Farabi became a very respected thinker in philosophy and logic. Next, we go to the political philosophy. Uh, Al-Farabi believed that reason and revelation must go together. He said that both are very important to build a strong and a peaceful country. If we separated the reason and revelation, society will become unbalanced and full of problems. He also wrote a book that called Madinah Al-Fadilah, or the Ritual City, where he explained his idea of a perfect country that led by a wise scholar or a leader to make the country more peaceful to the society. And the third, we go to the science and knowledge. His contribution in science and knowledge. Al-Farabi did not agree with Plato's idea that science and politics should be separate from human life, because he believed that a true philosopher must understand that both science and politics um, have these two matters have the connection. So he also believed that the intellectual people like scholars and scientists should be leaders in a society. So this idea is similar to Confucian philosophy that values the role of knowledgeable people to become a leader of a society. And so next we go to the his contribution in music. Like Khalida said before, Al-Farabi was a very talented person in music. He also wrote a famous book that called Kitab al-Musiqa al-Kabir, or in English we call it the Great Book of Music. So in this book, he explained about music theory, and he even created some musical instruments and improved the system of musical notes. His work is one of the most important contributions in the history of Islamic music until today. So the last but not least, his contributions in medicine. Also, Al-Farabi also studied about the medicine subject. One of his interesting ideas was the heart is more important than the brain. He said that the heart produce heat for the body, while the brain only controls that heat, which is control the heat that make it balance with our body system. But even though today we may not fully agree uh, with his um, with his quote, like heart is more important than brain, but it shows how deeply he thought about the human body. So, as a conclusion for this contribution, Al-Farabi was a great scholar who made big contribution in many fields, such as philosophy, politics, science, music, and also in medicine. So until today, his work are still studied and respected from people around the world. He is a true example of a multi-talented and dedicated thinker in the Islamic world. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so next we move on to the Al-Farabi prominent writings. Okay, his works cover a wide range of knowledge, including music, science, and politics. So let's explore these three of his most well-known books. So the first one is Kitab al-Musiqa al-Kabir, or the Grand Book of Music. So Al-Farabi was not only a philosopher, but also a talented musician. Okay, in this book, he explained that music is more than just an entertainment; it is a science. So he studied the mathematics behind the musical notes, behind the rhythms and scales, and he even linked music to physics and emotions. Al-Farabi also believed that music had the power to affect the human soul and bring peace into one's life. He saw music as something that could heal, calm the mind, and support emotional well-being. So the next one is Ara Ahli Al-Madinah Al-Fadilah, or the virtuous city. Okay, in this work, Al-Farabi described his vision of an ideal society. He believed that the best ruler should not just be powerful, but he must also wise and morally good. So this idea was influenced by Plato's Republic. And according to Al-Farabi, a true leader must have both knowledge and strong values. So the ruler's role is to ensure justice, peace, and the common good. For Al-Farabi, leadership is not about control, but about using reason to guide people toward a better and more organized community. He also believed that philosophy and religion can support each other in shaping a good society. And the third major of his work is Kitab Ihsa al-Ulum, or Enumeration of the Science. Okay, in this book, Al-Farabi categorized different branches of knowledge, such as logic, politics, mathematics, and theology. So, what made this work unique is how he connected Greek philosophy with Islamic knowledge. He also added two important Islamic fields, which is fiqh and kalam, which were hotly debated at that time. So his goal was to help people understand every field of knowledge clearly and precisely. And across all the across all these three books, we can see that Al-Farabi always tried to connect different areas of knowledge. In his music book, he joined science with art and emotion. In the virtual city, he mixed philosophy with politics and religion. And in enumeration of the science, he created a full system that brings together both rational and Islamic science. So this shows that Al-Farabi believed all knowledge is connected, and when it used wisely, it can help build a peaceful and balanced society. So in conclusion, Al-Farabi writings teach us that knowledge should not only be studied, but also applied in order to improve human life, build harmony, and guide leadership with wisdom. So that's all from me.
Okay, I will continue to the conflicts or drama about the Al-Farabi. Before that, my name is Nurul Farda Imani Fazli. First of all, as we all know, as I mentioned before, Al-Farabi was a philosopher that known as mysterious Islamic philosopher. Because of Al-Farabi never revealed his background, not even to his students and also to all the members of Al-Farabi. Because of that, Al-Farabi never leave any biography or personal details about himself and about his family members. Uh, Al-Farabi, who was lived in during the Greek philosophy era, to obviously during the Plato and Aristotle era, faced the tension between the Greek educations and also the Islamic teaching. Means that Al-Farabi faced the non-Islamic teaching and also the Islamic teaching continuously. So, Al-Farabi never rejected the non-Islamic teaching, but his aim to harmonize both traditions about the Islamic teaching and also non-Islamic teaching. Al-Farabi, known as the recognized by the Maxinian as the first systematically blend both philosophies because of Al-Farabi continue the Al-Kindi and also the Aristotle teaching, and he also make a book about the meanings of the Al-Kindi and Aristotle research. And then Al-Farabi also followed the influence of Plotinus in creating a philosophical system. As all my members mentioned before, Al-Farabi expertise in many fields such as philosophy, medicines, science, mathematics, history, cosmology, logics, and also the music. Because of that, Al-Farabi known as the most has the most expert philosophies in Islam. And then because of the Al-Farabi, religious knowledge in the fiqh, Quranic, and also the hadith. Al-Farabi used these three methods and these three sources as the foundation to merge Islamic teaching and also the non-Islamic teaching with the Western philosophies, especially Aristotle and Al-Kindi teaching. We move on to the conflicts that related to the political. During during Al-Farabi era, which is in the Greek, Al-Farabi lived in a political unstable time, which is in the Greek time. They're frequently relocated due to the pressure and unrest. Because of that, Al-Farabi faced the problem and faced the challenges to insight into the political philosophy and also from the both positive and negative side. Next, we move on to the death and burial Al-Farabi that mentions about the most most drama about Al-Farabi in life. Al-Farabi died in the Damascus in Rajab 339 Hijrah, which is in 950 Masihi. And Al-Farabi died because of the illness or attack by the robbers. And also, Al-Farabi buried outside the Damascus city gate as the most tragic death that faced by the Al-Farabi itself. And the philosophical legacy about the Al-Farabi that known as the Neoplatonist influence. Because of the Al-Farabi itself has the history of emanations in cosmology. And this idea surpassed the Ptolemaic and also the Aristotelian models, which mean the ideas of the Al-Farabi that been using until now. And the contribution is still influenced in Islamic and modern terms today, related to the Islamic and non-Islamic teaching. About the political that I just mentioned just now, Al-Farabi developed the ideas of political system in the Greek based on the morality and the reason because of it's similar to the Plato's idea that related to the non-Islamic teaching, but it's also aligned with the Islamic and Sharia teaching. This political philosophy advocates the ethical, wise, and also the leadership knowledge that we use to the all leadership until nowadays. And also the contributions in music that Al-Farabi separate or Al-Farabi influence to all the society in expert in music theory and also the psychologies because Al-Farabi brings the method that music is bringing the happiness to all the society. And Al-Farabi write a kitab that named Kitab Al-Musiqa Al-Kabir, the great book of music, that and also the invent the gambus that been used until now, just what my members mentioned just now. To conclude uh, all these informations, Al-Farabi was a multi-talented scholar and also the role model to all the society, especially in Islamic society. Al-Farabi works in the philosophy, politics, religions, and the music that still remain relevant until now, and also be a legacy Muslim that can be proud to all the society and can be influenced and can be a role model to the society nowadays. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, we move on to the next part. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nura Awati Batrisha binti Wishakarani, and now I will talk about Al-Farabi's legacy today. Al-Farabi was a classical Islamic philosopher whose ideas still influence the modern world. He is well known for his contributions in three main areas, which is political philosophy, music theory, and education. In political philosophy, Al-Farabi believed that the main purpose of life is to use our mind through knowledge and learning. He saw reason as the key to personal growth and social harmony. In his view, a rational and educated person can help build a peaceful and fair society. These ideas are still important today, especially in modern education system that promote critical thinking and lifelong learning.
Next, Al-Farabi also made important contribution to music. In books like The Great Book on Music, he studied how music works, including instrument, rhythm, and sound. He treated music as both a science and an art. His work has influenced music studies in both the East and the West. Today, we can see his ideas in music therapy, where music is used to help with emotional and mental well being. His name also lives on in institutions. For example, in Malaysia, we have names like the International Islamic University Malaysia, which is IIUM. There is one kuliah named Al-Farabi Computer Laboratory and Sekolah Islam Al-Farabi, which shows respect for his legacy. In conclusion, Al-Farabi is still remembered and appreciated today. His work in knowledge, music, and education continue to inspire us, proving that his legacy is still alive in the modern world. That's all from me. Thank you.
That's all from us. Thank you.